Okay, I'm very sorry for barging in on you, but I noticed from the content of your chat we're talking about my field of expertise here, garbage romance manga. Mhm. Mhm. Look, let me square something for you here, right? As a man of culture, as I know you are as well, a mutual man of culture. There is both of you are correct. Hi, Manu, by the way. Both of you are correct. There is a target audience for everything, right? But the best example that I can use for this is My Little Pony. My Little Pony. No, but hear me out. Let me cook here. My Little Pony is objectively, at least at the beginning, it was targeted towards children, young girls, right? But it found an immense audience amongst adult men who became known as bronies. So your target audience and your actual audience doesn't always coincide. Think Call of Duty. Basically all shooters, but Call of Duty mostly. It is meant for and built for, like, let's say 16 plus. It's violent and everything, but the actual audience ends up being a bunch of racist 12-year-olds. Those were the Xbox Live days back in the day. So Pokemon, at least at the beginning, aimed at children, beloved by adults. And that is just for your age demographic. Your gender demographic is sometimes also wildly off. You would think that most most romance would be aimed at women, but not so. Think of something like Remia. No, that's different. That's verging on itchy, which flips the target demographic. But think Horimiya. Have you seen it? Okay, it is probably the best romance anime out there. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend it. It's just the name. It's Horimiya-san and Miyamori-kun. Miyamura, Hori-san, and Miyamura-kun. It's a very popular manga, got turned into an even more popular anime. Very well done, and I very much enjoyed it because it's very real. Like it's very grounded, like an honest thing. Yeah, dude, he doesn't have a split personality. Just outside of school, he wears chains and shit, and inside of school, he doesn't because it's not allowed. Yeah, his personality is consistent. It's like I said, it's because it's very. I mean, it's still anime, so it's hyper real, but it's still very grounded. It doesn't have any of the extreme hyper stuff. It's just it feels legit. It's almost kind of as legit as anime can be, at least. Anyway, so your target audience doesn't really matter because usually you won't hit it. Like you might hit it, but there's gonna be. It's like releasing any piece of content is like a shotgun blast. You're gonna hit what you want to hit, but it's a shotgun. You're gonna get some spray in there. So think my streams, for example. They're not meant for the French, but they keep fucking arriving nonetheless. So, time zones. It's literally just time zones. It's because it's very similar. Remember, OK is Croatian, Emilian Chiri or French. Like, I think I've had someone from the Netherlands once. Like it's fairly Eurocentric because time zones. I don't know why French seems to be dominating among the Euro countries, but it makes sense that it's mostly Europeans. I really like how the Nether looks here. Anyway, So, yeah, that's a relief. So you can't say, "Oh, this is meant for someone," or rather, you cannot say a piece of media is not meant for someone. Oh, it's a temple. Holy shit, that's neat. I know. I found a shit. What biome was it that I found at one point? It wasn't a jungle. Fuck, instant damage 2 dots. That's fucking rough. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's instant damage arrows that bypass armor. Like the arrow damage does your armor, but then the potion damage gets bypassed. So point being, anyway, point being, you cannot say that a piece of media is not meant for someone. Like that's not a valid assessment of something because you don't know what that person wouldn't like because taste is such a subjective topic. So you can say that's also why it is very hard to say that something is bad. Bottom left, there's a bastion. Yeah. Okay. You can say it's not meant for you. You can, and also it's very difficult for you to say it's bad. Like there are very few pieces of media that are object. I got 'em. There are very few pieces of media that are objectively bad, right? It's just not your cup of tea. Like Quentin Tarantino said this in an interview once. Like the example he used and that I feel respect very much is he said, "Back to the Future." He feels Back to the Future is a perfect movie, but that doesn't mean it needs to be beloved by everyone. You might not like it, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the movie doesn't do anything wrong. It might just not be to your taste. I think that is a fantastic way to put things. Like just because it's not to your taste doesn't mean it's not good, and just because it's good to your taste doesn't mean it is good. Like I'll admit, I like a lot of garbage. Like there are a lot of things that I like that are objectively trash, but that doesn't mean they're good just because I like them. It also doesn't mean they're bad just because I dislike them. Like Taylor Swift, I don't like Taylor Swift's music. I don't. It's not for me. But that's the core. It's not for me. Other people can like it. I have my criticisms of it, but that's my business. So that's my. I had to come deliver my philosophical rant here. Think I don't think that it is an. Listen, I think if any person is given a chance to objectively just sit and think about it, like remove the context and the fantasy from it, and just think about the concept, I don't think any sane person would choose it because it's not conducive towards good relationship building. It will always be issues. Um, so I think what it boils down to is just it's the implications of it that people like. So, because for example, if you have Iron Man, that means you are surrounded by a laundry list of people who all like you and want to be around you, which is not a bad thing to want, you know? To want to be liked is normal. That's what most people want. And that is basically like a very extremified version of how much you can be liked. So I think that is where a lot of the appeal comes from. But anybody who considers it objectively will see, yeah, no, that ain't it, Chief. That's not where the bell tolls. Oh, uh shit. I remember it has like the Japanese title has something something die ski something something because it's my one it's the guy's name and his 100 soulmates who love him very 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 much. I'm up to date on garbage, but it's because it kind of just it's a parody of a harem anime. Like it takes the concept and twists it to such a severe extreme that it loops back around to being kind of endearing. About as wholesome as the concept can be. I think it's difficult to be mad at it. I mean, considering what it is, they downplay the ecchi a lot. Like it it could well okay, I haven't read the manga, I just know the anime. But they downplay it a lot. It could have been a lot worse. They're like I dare say in the 2 season run, which is 26 episodes, um, and one big final episode if I remember correctly, I dare say there are maybe 4 scenes that are just like, yeah, this is pure fan service. There is nothing to this but fan service. Which, considering what it is, that's not a bad number. I mean, here's the thing, and also it's people always say talk about fan service as if it's always a bad thing, but it isn't. If used correctly, it's good. Like because here's the thing, there's different kinds of fan service, and the example that I like to use is when in Avengers Endgame, when Captain America lifts Thor's hammer, that's fan service. Objective fan service. That is meant to get a whoa, finally reaction out of you. But it's good because it adds to the movie. As long as fan service is additive and not neutral or subtractive, then it's fine. Who gives a shit? Okay, let me hear it. I I stopped reading it by the way. I just couldn't anymore. It's so contrived. Like there are like there are like 10 points throughout the time that I read it that it's I mean I started reading it out of spite just so I could spoil it. I kept reading it just because of how much I hated it. Like I hate read the shit out of that. It's so horrifyingly bad. And there's so many points where like, okay, this should be resolved now. But then they just drag it on and on. There were like during the time that I read it, there were 3 or 4, 3.5 better girls than the one he's chasing, who practically threw himself at this guy, and he couldn't get himself out of this fucking blind cuck fucking chokehold that he put himself in. It's pathetic how it makes me angry. It genuinely fucking boils my blood at how shitty that is. And I don't know. Here's the thing: at the beginning, the first wall, it's intentional. He needs to be. It's the same way with ReZero. At the beginning of ReZero, Subaru is pathetic. Like he is not a good guy. He's kind of weak. He's a bit of a coward. That's intentional because by the end of season 2, he undergoes such a tremendous character arc from being this coward who relies on his ability, thinks he can just get away with things and skeets by and just kind of runs away from things and is selfish. He goes to this very good character who genuinely and sincerely wants what's best for others and not and doesn't have a martyrdom complex. cares about himself too. Like, that's great character development. It is fine to start your characters off pathetic and bad. But Friend to Girlfriend, the guy never improves. He never goes through an arc. He never gets a backbone. It's it hurts to go through stuff like and it makes him. Yeah, but that's anime. You're not gonna get away from that. Dude, I've only heard about Euphoria, and I've concluded that it's basically just a bunch of teenagers constantly fucking, and that's the show. Like that's what I've learned from all of my. Not even I didn't research this. This is just like people talking about it, and that's what I've discerned. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: if someone walks walks in on you, and you just happen to be on the beach, on the mandatory beach episode of an anime, everybody assumes the worst, right? But if they walk in and they see a live action sex scene happening, that is like, oh well, that's just what happens in movies and TV shows. But that's just what happens in anime. It's just part of the medium you're consuming, and it's not a part that I like. Like a beach episode is fucking tedious and very difficult to make worth a damn. The only good beach episode that exists, in my opinion, is in Grand Blue, and that's because the two guys are too busy accidentally getting each other shit faced for there to actually be gratuitous fan service. Hmm. Have you considered getting good? Oh, that sounds adorable. Awesome. I love me some Holt Isekai. Let's go. Of course. Okay. The storage skills are. I'm glad that most animes catch that like a bag of holding is just the most powerful thing. Mm. So I don't. If you keep hearing noises in the background, I am cooking. Your boy making stew. So it's gonna be a bit noisy while we talk, perhaps. Well, I've been doing it the whole time, so if you haven't, my noise suppression is not on. Yep. This onion, okay. Oh, yep, yep. That onion's fine. Damn onion. Yeah. I mean, the sharper your onion is, the less the effect is going to be, but you're basically not going to get a cry-free onion. It's not going to happen. Like, that's a myth. Okay, I need some butter. Do I have... Yes, I have butter. Butter dog. Fuck sakes. Yeah, had it. Hmm? Yeah, but I think it's because we're not being very active about... And also, we haven't spoken much, like, the past 2 weeks because of how busy I've been. 7. It's still fairly high considering how little we've interacted the past few weeks. Do you just count them, or do you write down what they are as well? And when they happen? Okay. Yeah, but Claudia's gonna demand examples, as he always does. Because he likes having things audited, which is a good thing, but also annoying sometimes. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. What it's a source of comfort on one end, because I know if he tells me something serious, it's not gonna be, blind speculation. Or he'll tell me if it is speculation. Okay, I have a quick culinary question for you. Red onion or white onion? On. Mm-hmm. So basically, raw application red, cooked application white. I can fuck with that. Really? I don't think I've ever had red onion rings. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've had enough onion rings to really participate heavily in this discussion. I only have really like the Burger King onion rings. Oh, and the Spur onion rings, of course. But onion rings aren't as big a thing in South Africa. Their onion rings used to be so good, but now they're very soggy and oily and greasy and not that great. Yeah, that's good. What do you... Sorry, no. So I was gonna just rapidly change the subject, but you were still talking about Minecraft, so go ahead first. Yeah, A is so expensive. Mm-hmm. Just a normal block of quartz. Oh, yeah, so that's not ideal. Okay. Onion. Do you know how to mince garlic without a mincer? Okay, so what you take is you take the global garlic, like the singular bulb. You put it under the broad side of your knife, like right near the hilt, and you just fucking smash down on that shit, Hulk smash. Then the skin comes off very easily. You pour a tiny bit of salt on it, but you need like crushed sea salt, that kind of salt. And then you just kind of press it down onto the cutting board, massage it with the knife, again with the flat side of the knife, and it just kind of becomes this paste. It's very, 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 very convenient. And that weirdly works. That's Gordon Ramsay's advice for you. Like, the man knows food, I guess. Who'd have thought? And it's also fucking difficult to set up. Like, once I have, like, iron production up, I think I'll get back into Mystics. But for now, I need to just explore and, get my bearings on a few things before I go and... Yeah. Oh, speaking of smashing and peeling the skin, I was gonna ask you, what do you think is today? Because the answer back in the day was kind of just by default Sword Art Online, and I don't know why. You can guess the question by now, I guess. Do you think that's the best starter anime? The what? How does that relate to Sword Art? Oh, no. Um, I was gonna ask, what do you think is the best, like, for someone who has never watched an anime, like not even Pokemon, what do you think is the best entry anime? Because this is actually a lot more difficult question to answer than one might think. Because you can't just recommend them the best anime. Okay, but they're stubborn. They say, "Oh, I watched anything." Uh-huh, okay. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Now, like, if your question is now, what do you recommend? Yeah. You should go watch Horimiya, if you haven't, because I think you'd enjoy it. Um, to me, that's a tough question because, they're sorry. I haven't seen it. I've heard amazing things about it. Mhm. I don't know if this is rot inside of this garlic. I'll look in a sec. I'll look in a second. Yeah, let me go have a look, see. Okay. Oh, dude, it's all ogre. It's all ogre. Because it's all ogre now. Do you need a reason to do that? Has anyone ever needed a reason to fucking shit post Shrek? Okay. I'm assuming it's Sailor Moon-esque. So Sailor Moon. That's that's just the recursive thing. You put Sailor Moon and Barbie together, you just get Sailor Moon again. You know, Sailor Moon is remembered more pink than it is because of the degradation of old tapes. No, my garlic! It just went flying. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good shit. Okay, sorry. We're just having fun with garlic over here, boys. Do I even have grindy salt? Happens to the best of us. Okay, so shit, my grindy salt is up. Well, looks like I'm using powder salt because I forgot to buy more grindy salt. Um, I want to ask you a follow up on. Okay, why sword art? Based on the reputation that it's kind of picked up over the past while, as kind of just being garbage. The first seasons weren't that great either. Like Kayaba's whole fucking ending motivation was, I don't even remember anymore. That sucks. Honestly, anybody who hates Sword who watched Sword Art and hated it, I need to make this public service announcement. Something really entertaining made Sword Art abridged. It is the definitive way to watch Sword Art. I it is that right there is my Sword Art Online. If I say I love Sword Art Online, it is because I mean I love Sword Art Online abridged. Like that is my canon adaptation. Like both Asuna and Kirito are both absolutely fucking dysfunctional, batshit insane people, and somehow they are much more endearing characters than they are in base Sword Art. Which is insane to me, that the abridged characters are better. Like, they have more compelling character arcs, they have more compelling motivations, they have better chemistry. You actually buy them hitting it off. Because they're both equally fucking dysfunctional. It is one of the, like that and Food Meant, which is Food Wars Abridged, are both, in my opinion, which is only my opinion, better than their source materials. And that's saying Food Wars is great. Like, if you can stomach all the ecchi, Food Wars is actually a very good anime. But it is a lot of ecchi to stomach. I've read Sundance words. Did I forget how to make stew? Yes, I did. Well, looks like we're ruining it, boys. My immediate reflex when someone wants me to recommend them an anime is to say JJK. Oh, but the thing is, I think JJK is too good because you don't want to, give them the best thing ever, and everything else is just kind of mid in comparison. Right? That's why I've kind of downgraded to, and I swear there is no bias here. There's my genuine emotion on this. ReZero. I think ReZero is a fantastic show, right? And it has a very, very good balance of the romance arc between Rem, Emily, and Emilia, and Subaru. It has decent magic and fight scenes. It has good story. Like, it shows you the best that anime has to offer. I think ReZero is a very, very good starter if you're okay with fantasy. If you're not okay with fantasy, and introduces you to the isekai trope right off the bat. But if you can't stomach, if you don't like fantasy, then that's more challenging. My meat! No! Why is everything running away from me? Well, that one was Newton's fault, son of a bitch. Sorry, I kind of just barged into your stream and started talking. I'm sorry. Well, in that case, I'm glad I could come burst in and provide my hot takes. Even though my takes are kind of just lukewarm at times. Okay, I need to remember how to operate this pressure cooker before I blow up my house. Mm-hmm. True. I mean, here's the thing. You kind of. I don't blame developers, especially indie devs. I don't blame them for doing that because it is very hard to compete these days. Because every dipshit with a computer is making games, and most of them have a better computer than you, and most gamers have like fucking insane rigs now, and you need to your game. Like, people have this perception of if a game looks bad, like, how long, for how many years were we on the receiving end of things like, oh, Minecraft looks so bad, it's not a good game, oh, it's so pixely, oh. Like, how long did that go on? Because people have this perception of games that if they don't look good, they aren't good. Um, so yeah, people. Sorry, Amelia, I'm not reading. I can't read your chats. I'm in the kitchen. Sorry if you say things. Um, okay, okay. So it's so people, and that's why I hate this fucking arms race to see who can make the most realistic game possible, because you lock out the casual gamer. I can. Okay, I know I'm not on casual specs anymore. I'm a few years behind. But like, even you, like, you can't run new gen games at max graphics, and you have a beast of a computer right now. Mm-hmm. I need to remember how the fuck you make stew. Okay, right now I need to let the meat brown, then I add the stock, do that pressure 15 minutes, take it out, add the veggies, uh, go 15 again. Mm-hmm. That is 90% correct. There's the only thing is that feels like it kind of discounts story-based games a little bit. Which there's nothing wrong with your game having a message, having a moral, but don't put it where it doesn't belong, and don't virtue signal. If you have a genuine message to tell it. If you have a genuine thing you feel needs to be conveyed, convey it. But don't just parrot whatever is the now mainstream, big social justice message, because that's just going to make people angry, and it's going to devalue your message more than anything. Yeah, no, your virtue signaling doesn't belong there. I'm gonna add some Coca-Cola to the stew and see what happens. Yeah, here's the thing. The thing is, the reason why people use like red wine in food is because of like the sugars and the tannins that give it flavor. So here I'm thinking, if I go instead of the amount of water that I would use, if I go half the water, half the Coke, I'm just gonna boil the Coke for a. That's a fucking curse sentence, but I'm just gonna boil the Coke for a second so the carbonation doesn't explode the pressure cooker. The carbonation, it'll boil out very quickly. If I go half Coke, half water, it should it's not gonna taste like Coke because there's also chicken stock in there, which is weird for a beef stew. But I'm going to very literally ask you guys to let me cook. It's not my first rodeo with a stew. I'm just because I'm keep talking, I am losing track of myself here. Okay, let's put you on high pressure. 15 minutes. Here's the thing, I'm good at 2 tasks at a time, right? I can handle and I can juggle 3 if I need to. What breaks me is sequencing, is remembering an order of events. So that's why I had to sit and recite how to, because I know how to make stew. I just had to repeat the steps to myself and figure out what step I'm at. Because the onions, for example. Once I started chopping the onions, I was fine because I can do that and talk at the same time without it being a problem. Actually, I should. The rice is gonna take like 20 minutes. This is gonna take another 35 because it needs to get hot. I'll check it when it's in 10 minutes. I'll get started on the rice. Okay. Where were we? Sorry. Okay. This whole game discussion, right? It's the Russian Badger in one of his Halo Reach video. One of the jokes is like in the boardroom they sat when they were making Halo and they're like, "Hey, let's take R6 extraction and do none of that. Halo Reach." And it's a joke on how shitty R6 extraction is, but it's true. Like if you boil away all the bullshit, like the microtransactions, the seasons passes, all of that shit, and you just make a game with the express purpose of fun, like an enjoyable experience, you cannot fail. You can't. Look at Among Us. It was a delayed victory, but it was a game that was built just to be fun. Skyrim, to this day, is still one of the biggest games ever created. It still sells massively when it gets released on new consoles because it's a fun game. It doesn't have any bullshit on it. It doesn't have any bloat. It's just, in fact, they took a lot of stuff away. It's just a game that was built to be fun. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a weird thing that for a lot of game developers, you can just kind of go at a popular game, read the forums and the wikis and the and like the discords and see what are people asking for that they're not getting, and just build a game that gives them that. And you're gonna succeed. Like 9 out of 10 times, if you implement it well and it's not just a cash grab, it's gonna work. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast recently that made a your mic's on mute. No, but I've been talking the whole time too. She would have. Okay, what I mean, I was listening to a podcast recently that made a very, very, very good point, right? And that point was microtransactions and cosmetics are actually killing games, and it's not for the reason that a lot of people think. It's because the new Call of Duty is 300 gigs, right? The issue is a lot of download bandwidth, like a significant amount of your game's size, is on the visuals. And those visuals include all of the skins and effects and stuff that other people pay for. Even if you haven't paid for it, you still need to download it so the game can display it to you. So every single custom Apex Legends skin and weapon and everything that all these people buy, you still need to have that saved on your disk, or you need to have fast enough internet speed to stream it, which also isn't ideal, just so they can display it to you and so they can flex their money spent on you. You found the shrinking one. Nice. Just so they can flex on you, and that takes bandwidth and size away from you. And here's the thing. I will not play the new Call of Duty, not because I don't want to. I can't. I cannot free up 300 gigabytes on my system. It's not gonna happen. No one, especially console players, where the fuck are they supposed to dig out 300 gigabytes? You have to like delete 2 other games to make that kind of room. I like that you need a pillager ship. That's kind of cool. Like I said, you need to delete so much space so that these people can play your game, and that's not like I remember back in the day, it was a race to see how small you could make your game because you needed to fit it on physical media. You had to like put your game on floppy disks and CDs. And the guy in that same podcast, they said something that I think is true. We are slowly but surely reversing the tides here because before long they're gonna make 500 gig games, and they can't sell that digitally. Like, okay, they can sell it digitally, but the most viable option would be, hey, here is a 500 gigabyte hard drive with the game pre-installed. Plug it in. Like, we're like the only legitimate path forwards are either they need to get their file sizes back under 100 gigs, which even 100 gigs is absurd, but either need to get your file sizes back down, or they're going to need to go back to selling games in cartridges, just so that people can afford to play them. And consoles are going to need to start resupporting cartridges. For a PC, it's easy. We can just plug that bitch into a PCIe slot. But we are. It's going to. No, not necessarily. I mean, if you SSD prices are coming down very, very rapidly. Like you can buy like a terabyte SSD for about the same and I'm talking a terabyte M.2 SSD for close to the same price that AAA games cost nowadays. So like 500 gigs when it is not infeasible to sell games on pre-enclosed M.2 SSDs that just plug into a port on either on PC, USB 3 or PCIe. I think PCIe is the way to go because it's faster than USB. Either plugs into the PCIe, like slides into a PCIe 1 slot, or like a console would need a special cartridge slot for you to push it in there, and then the game is just on that, and then we're back to physical medium where you need to swap out for your games. Which I'm not against having games on physical mediums. In fact, I think that is the best way because then you own your games again. Because right now we don't own our games, we own licenses to our games. Dude, I watched that happen. That was fucking tragic. And the click opening the trap door instead of fucking letting you. That hurts. That stings. Well, welcome to the double digis, man. Let's fucking go. No, I know. I feel you. Big Papa Pickle. You've seen the you've seen the Big Papa Pickle the video, right? Just the guy packing like an absurd amount of Big Papa Pickles into the box. Space Jam TV. That's also just the nice. There's so many people who are like on those your verse things that like the your verse is so much better. Like the it's me or the PS5. That's where Fortnite Battle Pass came from, and it goes hard. Yeah, Fortnite Battle Pass came from that. There's the Space Jam DVD, and also the Chubby, not Chubby Emu, the other guy that's like I never skip leg day. Do you know the one, or am I talking to the void here? It's on that. Please don't text me while you're gone. Hold on, let me. It's such a. It goes so hard. Like the passion with which he sings. I never skip leg day. It's. I feel it. But I've slowly been introducing more people. Oh fuck! I've waited too long. I've slowly been introducing more people to Devil May Cry, and more importantly, the Devil May Cry soundtrack. Like, uh, like Devil Trigger is banger, and it's such a diverse thing because Devil Trigger is like I borderline disco. If you understand what I'm like the like replay the chorus in your head. It's like it's like very heavy dance music, and then there's Bury the Light, which is just like very hardcore. Yeah, it's a very interesting soundtrack to say the least. Pretty soon we're gonna see if I made a big mistake or not in 4 minutes. Well, no, in 4 minutes I need to do the very noisy thing. It sounds like we're talking in code. Yeah, I know, and also like if even if it didn't, the bus gives me all the context I need. I've been on that bus. I've been on that exact bus twice. It sucks. Oh, that's so much nicer. That's so much nicer. Because the mainliner sucks. Here's the thing, I've gotten taller. Um, and I've gotten just tall enough. And you know, I mean, you've seen that I've gotten taller in the last few times we've seen each other. Um, and the thing is, right? You think, oh yeah, dude, you've gotten taller. Hell yeah, fucking 6 foot gang. I'm not 6 foot, but 6 foot gang. Let's go. No, not let's go. Bad, because I'm just tall enough that when I sit down, even if I'm sitting straight up with my back perfectly straight against the backrest, my knees touch the front. It sucks so much because there's no way to be comfortable. Unless you have the seat next to you open, you cannot be comfortable. Like, deadass, if I get money, like good money, like if I'm making good money, I am buying 2 seats on the bus just so I can swivel to the side. And everybody walks past me and frowns at me like, what up? I fucking paid for these two. You can't say shit. If I walk down and I see both of my seats next to each other aren't available, I'm fucking kicking someone off. And it's just for the leg room. Like, genuinely. And I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I will, I will bet money on this. It is, they exclusively and purely did it so they can squeeze in one more extra row of seats because there used to be so much legroom. Yeah. Hmm. I did change your stream title for you. You should invite them if they are interested to a game session with the boys. Or even with just you and me. If being with all the boys at once is a bit too overwhelming for a start. Yeah, that's why I offered just you and me, because I think I am both of them. I'm an expressive character, but I'm also like the most similar to you. I'll be the least culture shock, but I'll also be enough of a wild card for them to, get some insight. If you're telling me that it's you and Claudia, I'm going to break your nose. Oh, okay. Really? Oh, you're right. Okay, actually, that makes perfect sense. The double date is that's a solid play. I'll admit. I'll concede on that. I will be even more concessionally if you manage to fucking get a date for Claudia and get him in on it. Okay, time for loud noises. Let's go. Yes, I am. Do it. I fucking dare you. I mean, it's not that we stop trying. It's just, it, yeah, it's not something that he wants right now, and I'm gonna respect it. Dude, I'm down horrendous right now. And yeah, no, those words would never come out of his. Like, if he ever says that, those words, then we need to get this man a girl now. Like, this is not a drill. This is not a funny anymore. This is a fucking medical emergency. Nice. How do you always find these things so quickly? Seriously, man. You are so lucky with the loot. The roller skates are very fun. I mean, in all but name, it's just well withered. Mm. Holy shit! I think I did it. I think I did it, ladies and gentlemen. I think I cooked. Okay, Henry. Big pieces of meat in the stew, or should I chop them up a little bit? Me too. Like I'm a big meat kind of guy. Okay, so the meat's cooked, which is good. It means I didn't fuck it up. Also, the lid didn't. That actually. Ugh. Dude, it's so good. Like the Coke works so well. Like I'm not even kidding. This is one of the best things I've ever cooked. Okay, let's add some veggies, shall we? Your parents proud? I'm sorry. But we both know that was a legally required joke. Okay, these are less vegetables than I thought I wanted. But our house, in the middle of our street. Okay, yeah, these are definitely less vegetables than I thought there would be or intended. So no seconds on these, I guess. But that's fine. We cook. We go to very distant lands. Now, bye. I thought you were about to do a boomer thing like this generation is fucked. I mean, dude, Skibidi is Ohio. Here's the thing, we like to pretend that we're better than them, but we're not. Uh-huh. Yeah, you need to remember that you have uttered some phrases. We've all fallen victim to the hype monster. Hmm? I have not. Like, genuinely, because we didn't have a TV, so I never watched a lot of things. Anything, I'm not. But the brownies go nuts. I don't give a shit as long as I don't. It's the same attitude I have against the furries. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't involve me. Like I don't want to participate. So go nuts. Oh well. It's not garlic juice. I mean stew. There is chicken stock in here, like and spices and shit. You know, onions. It's not just garlic. Yes, the traditional Chinese dish fuck six. How could of course it fits perfectly within the theme here. Only for not wearing armor. I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you. Do I need to? I think I do. My ladies and gentlemen, this is attempt number 11. Bum, ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da. I need some more water. Ba, 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 da, bum, 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 ba, ba, da. I know. Wait, why can I not remember the notes at which the song starts? One, one, two, three. Something, something. Show last night. I didn't mean to do that so monotonely, but I got distracted by the cooking. Ooh, the lighthouses are fun. I wouldn't. I would recommend gearing up a little bit, like before you enter the thing. Also, make some slabs so you can block off the ladders and do some easy farming. And torches. You need torches. Oh, okay. Then we have then that's a different lighthouse. Oh. Oh, we already have that. Okay. Well, if you ever see an honest like red lighthouse with red and white, be careful. The key boots are nuts. Okay, wait, you're at attempt number 11, so let me quickly fix this for you. I've had that too with a ship, and it's like the ship is in the water right off land. I took out the map. It's like, wow, these guys were lazy as fuck. Like that ship, that treasure is like they threw that shit to the beach. Oh, whoa, that's fucking nuts. Dude, it's symmetrical. You're gonna need to break something. You have wood right next to you. Just make a pickaxe. You are an evil being. Wait, but did you throw away your other infinity hem? Why? You might need it. What if you need to eat like refill your entire hunger bar? Yeah, and look also it's regenerating fairly slowly. Out of context, that's very funny. Look, man, I've never needed this. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Remember this. What fucking horse shit. Dude, just check 99. Check your chunk coordinates. What are you doing? Fucking psychopath. I need so much fucking iron. That's absurd. Wait, did he Frost? I think Frosty just unboxed a Halo soundtrack kit. Oh. So I need to buy the fucking collection then. Dude, I'd fuck with like a boys' night of Halo Reach. But like we stack it. Like I get my brother and his guys. You get fucking Kitty and Max. We get everyone and just go full 16v16. I would we can definitely do the campaign of all the Halos together. I'm very down for that. I played a better Reach and Halo 3 back in the day. And that's it. I never played Halo 1 and 2. Hey Ace. Yeah, Halo's a blast. That's nuts. Don't make Iron Axes. They do the same damage as Stone Axe. The reload time is negligible. Like it's. I mean, like I played 3 in Reach. That is very cute. Okay, open its guts and see what's inside. I wonder if you've like offended some deity by doing that. And I'll let. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of. He's a wild card. I've never seen them, so. Wait, why is the Pyromancer chill with you? Oh, so I can trap the Pyromancer and then loot him. Oh. You might actually be insane if you're attacking that man. You 3-shot him with the rockets. Holy shit. You get so lucky. Okay, I'm gonna go keep watching a video on Lost Media, and then I'm gonna start my stream once I'm done to eat. Thank you for letting me intrude on your stream. Yeah. Have a fun time. I'll likely pop in real quick before I go live again. So I can see later viewers. Right, see you, man. Okay, I'm live. Spell me correctly. Samson. I think the streamer can trigger a raid. Neat. Maybe hasn't it? Okay, well no, my go live notif has gone out. I mean, I can hold on. I can try to force a raid. Oh no, I can't. It's not gonna let me. I mean, you're kind of coming at a good time. I'm listening to a banger. Yeah, you should just trigger the raid, otherwise it's gonna take forever. There it is. What's up, fuckers?